Hi, it's Ollie from Get Geek, and today I'm doing a video on take profit and stop loss on Etoro. Now these are two things that you should definitely be considering. So please note the information in this video is not intended as investment advice, and if you want investment advice you should seek a licensed professional, and also past performance is not indicative of future results. So what is take profit and stop loss? So realistically, you can't actually be at your computer for 24 hours a day watching where the price goes of all of your trades. So what take profit and stop loss does is it's a way of automating things so that you don't miss out when an asset reaches a certain price point, and Etoro will cash out on your behalf. So take profit cashes out when the price reaches a profit point of which you're happy with. So normally on a buy trade, when the price goes up and you've made more money, it will cash out on your behalf. But obviously a sell trade, if the price is going down and it reaches that price point that you wanted it to, it will cash out for you. And inversely, a stop loss cashes out before a price goes too far, and so that you don't lose all of your cash, and it aims to protect your investment. So let's place a trade with everyone's favorite stock of the moment, Tesla. So if we go into here and then if we go trade, so let's make this easy and let's set a trade for an amount of 1,000. So as you can see here, it's just got, on the left it's got stop loss and on the right it's got take profit. So we'll do take profit first. So basically the price at the moment is 1,640, and this, you can either set it by the rate or the amount. So I'm going to say when it reaches 2,000, not 20, I want to cash out. So that would be 21.79% of the position. So then it would cash out for me. Alternatively, you could set that as an amount, and then it will actually automatically work out the conversion between the rate and the amount, because you can see that it does it to a near enough figure. That 2,000 was actually 218.03 of profit. But I could say, well, actually I'd rather cash out when it's $500 of worth of profit. So then it would have to go up to 2,461 to get there, and then it would cash out my $500 of profit. Now alternatively, if you don't want to set this, you can press no TP, which means no take profit. So then it will just go to an unlimited amount and never cash out. But the problem with that is if I'm not at my computer and then say the price goes up, it won't cash out for me. So I'm going to say, I don't know, when the price hits the rate of 2,000, I'm happy for it to cash out. Now, something to bear in mind here is if you actually look at the Etoro's page, that it does say under normal market conditions, the set take profit is not guaranteed. So when the market is volatile, the take profit rate you requested may not be traded in the market. In this case, the take profit will trigger at the next available rate. The result is that you could gain more than you expected on the trade. So that's definitely something worth bearing in mind. And from reading that, it insinuates that it will never execute under your take profit amount, but only if the market jumps past your take profit amount, and then you'll get it at the next available price. Also, something else to take into consideration is the maximum take profit for manual positions is 1,000% of your invested amount, plus or minus 1,000% of your current profit and loss. So this means that you will be able to update your take profit level continually as your profits increase. And I'll show you that afterwards, how you can edit your take profit once the trade is placed. So then if we move on to the stop loss, sometimes called SL, this is the inverse of the take profit. So this is where we want it to cash out because our trade is not going in the direction we anticipated, and we don't want to lose all of our investment. So this is an instruction to close a trade at a specific rate. So if the price is going against you, if the market reaches your requested rate and you've lost the predetermined amount, the stop loss will trigger and automatically close your position. So I'm going to say if this goes down to, I don't know, 1,200, I want it to cash out. And as we've seen before, if you do the amount, it will work out the nearest figure to what it is at the time. You can flip between the two, between amount and rate. So from the rate of where I said 1,200, if I swap that to an amount, that would be minus 269.64 of the current position we're about to open. So the rate is a price less than the current market rate if you're doing a buy trade, obviously. And then the amount is a negative amount that you're willing to lose overall before cashing out. Also, something to bear in mind is that a stop loss is mandatory on every position with the exception of non-leveraged buy positions. So if you're going to start using leverage, you will be forced to put on a stop loss, which I think is good because you can lose a lot of money when using leverage. And also another thing to bear in mind, like the take profit, there is this clause which Etoro has on their website that says, under normal market conditions, the set stop loss is not guaranteed. When the market is volatile, the stop loss rate you requested may not be traded in the market. In this case, the stop loss will trigger at the next available rate. The result is you could lose more than you were prepared to on the trade. We do not compensate for these instances as we do not interfere with market conditions or events. So as an example, I've just gone back to the start when the coronavirus was all kicking off here, and this is Tesla. And I think what that's trying to say is basically, if you set your stop loss to cash out at, I don't know, 500, and then overnight, as you can see here, the close position was somewhere about 501, but then on opening the next day, it could have been 493, so it skipped there. So you're probably going to end up getting your position closed at 493. So you can also set your stop loss to no stop loss. But in my opinion, you should always have a take profit or a stop loss set in advance of your position, or at least in your head know where you want to cash out. So a stop loss should protect you. Now there is another checkbox at the bottom of the stop loss tab for trailing stop loss, which I'll come on to in a minute. But I'm just going to place my trade for now so you can see this in action with our basics, take profit and stop loss. So let's review this buy trade. I'm putting $1,000 on with 1 times leverage, and I'm going to say take the profit at a rate of 2,000, and with that I'll get a profit of $218. And then on the stop loss, I want to cash out if it reaches $1,200. So if we just open this trade, now if we just browse to that trade, so here you go, you can now see my stop loss is $268.83, or take profit is $218.61. And if I was to customize this and drop those out and change them to the stop loss percentage and then change that to take profit percentage, you can see that that is 26.88% down, and I'll take profit at 21.86% of the position. So something to bear in mind is that if you go into the trade, I can adjust the stop loss and the take profit at any time while the trade is open. So all you need to do is go click on that, and then you can go edit your amount in there. So I may say, actually, Tesla's going up in price because it's made nearly 10% profit today. I'll actually change my stop loss to 1,300, and maybe I'll put my take profit at, I don't know, 2,100, because I think it's going to go up further. And then you can click update, and that's those two updated. Now, if you are implementing these, you should think very carefully about the price point that you want for both. The reason I say this is there's a couple of things to bear in mind here. So take profit is great for certain scenarios. So say, for example, I don't know, you're out at work for the day or something like that, and then the price just peaks massively and then comes back down. You could have missed it when it was up here. So the beauty of a take profit is, as soon as it hits your amount, it will cash out, and then you've made your profit up here, the price has gone back down, but you've still got your profit, which is great because the price may only be at this point for 1 minute. But inversely, why you need to really consider the amounts you pick for both is it can do the same on a stop loss. Say, for example, you've got a volatile stock. The price could just go dip wildly, and then everyone buys back in and shoots the price back up. But say it dips down to here, and like, I don't know, say the price is at 100, your stop loss is at 75, price dips to 60, it's gone through your stop loss, it's cashed out on your behalf, and then it goes back up afterwards. You've now cashed out, and then yes, it saved your investment, but it has also cashed out potentially when you didn't want it to. So you've got to bear in mind and consider where you actually want to put your stop loss and put it at a sensible rate where you think it's not going to be affected by the volatility or the price fluctuations of that asset itself. If we browse back to Tesla again and go to place another trade, so say for example $1,000, and now this time I'm going to do a trailing stop loss. So what is a trailing stop loss? So let's have a look at the official definition on the Etoro website. So a trailing stop loss sets the stop loss order at a fixed amount of pips above or below the market price, depending on whether the position is sell or buy. As long as the market is moving in your favor, the stop loss will move with it, maintaining the same locked-in pip distance from the current market rate. For example, if you set trailing stop loss for a buy position, the stop loss will rise with the market in 1 pip increments. This is why it's called a trailing stop loss. As the price rises, the stop loss rises with it. However, if the market is moving in the opposite direction, i.e. the price is falling, the stop loss will not change and a close order will be submitted when the stop loss rate is reached. So what does that mean exactly? So say you open a position at, say, I don't know, 100, and you say take profit at 200. You've got a stop loss at 90. So the difference is 10. Between the 100 minus 90 is 10. So if the price of the asset you've invested in goes up to, say, 110, the stop loss moves up with it to 100. If it moves up to 120, it moves up another 10 to 110. So it basically means while the price is going up in the right direction, your stop loss also moves. So then if it goes up to, say, I don't know, 120, your stop loss is at 110. If it then takes a dip, it then hits your stop loss at 110, it cashes out on your behalf, and you've then made your $10 profit without losing it and going all the way back down to your original stop loss of 90. Inversely, if the trade opened at 100 and then the price goes down instead, then it hits your original stop loss of 90, it will cash out. If the price is going down, it won't move your stop loss. It's only when the price is going up that your stop loss moves with it. So basically a trailing stop loss is to protect your gains. And again, this is something you can edit at a later date on your trade that you've already placed. Now, if you're copying someone as well, you can also set a stop loss on that person. So let's have a look at someone here. One of the first people here, Oliver Dan Bell. So if I decide to copy this guy here, I'm going to say copy him with 1,000. In here you can see it's slightly different. There is no take profit, or it's only the stop loss, but it's not a stop loss exactly, it's a stop copy. So basically, if you're copying someone, you don't set a copy stop loss. You don't set a stop loss against each trade, but instead you're setting it against the person, and we're basically saying stop copy this person if the amount drops below this amount or ratio. But you can't set a take profit, but this is good because it means your profits get reinvested into future trades. So the copy stop loss amount represents the copy equity that needs to be reached in order for the entire copy to close automatically, not the amount you're willing to lose. So that's basically saying it's going to go down from 1,000 to 600. So there's actually an example on the Etoro website, and all these links I'll paste onto the description below this video. So the example I use here is trader A is copied by trader B. So say me, I'm copying trader A with $100, and the copy stop loss is set at $60. So that means me, I don't want the copy relationship to lose more than $40 before the copy stop loss triggers. So this is where it's kind of interesting. If trader A has two positions, one that has gained $10 and another that has just dropped to minus $50, at that point the copy stop loss triggers, and both positions, the losing position and the gaining position, are closed, and the copy relationship with that trader is disconnected. So that's something to really bear in mind. And also, that's probably worth bearing in mind as well, the default copy stop loss is set at 60% of your copy equity, so that once you've lost 40% of your investment, the copy will close. Now that's just the default value, but obviously you can edit that to whatever value you want. That is in the range of minimum 5% and max 95%. So it's between those two numbers basically. And yeah, the 5% is a safety net that should only trigger when nearly all of the money in that copy relationship is gone. And also something to bear in mind is that the copy stop loss value will change if you change your copy amount. And so adding or removing funds from the copy trader will trigger a recalculation of the copy stop loss value as a percentage of the new copy amount. There's also a similar thing on copy portfolios if any of you decide to get invested in these. Something that I would bear in mind is the weightings of each asset in that portfolio, because it could cause you to cash out unexpectedly. So say for example here on this crypto portfolio, it says there that 27% of the portfolio is Bitcoin. So if that one was to drop quite considerably, whereas the other ones stay high, your portfolio could cash out. So it's worth bearing in mind weightings on the assets in a copy portfolio. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because it helps me produce more content like this. Let me know what kind of percentages or what stop losses or what take profits you put on your trades, or whether you don't even put any on at all, and if so, why not? Or what are you trading this week? I'd love to know what people are investing in. If you haven't signed up for Etoro yet and you're thinking of signing up, then there is an affiliate link down below this video where I will get a kickback from you signing up. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but just helps me to produce more content like this. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been Ollie from Get Geek. Thank you. Bye.